Hi guys, myself Durgesh Singh. Today I am going to discuss about a Android activity life cycle, how a activity perform any Android smartphone by internally. It is a totally hiding process from any user. So in this video we're trying to understand how it is done in background side. Let's let's start the video. Let's start it. So here Android life cycle. What is the activity? Activity life cycle, and finally practical. So firstly we are discussing about activity. What is activity and what is role of activity in Android Studio. So I will read this passage and try to understand what is said a passage. A Android activity is a providing a screen. There are we implemented UI user interface. It is a similar like a Windows desktop application. A Android application to the possible of variety of activity at effective UI screen. तो इसे थोड़ा समझने की कोशिश करते हैं कि इस पैसेज में केवल इतना ही है कि एक एंड्रॉयड एक्टिविटी एक केवल स्क्रीन है जिसमें एक डेवलपर्स आते हैं, वहाँ एक अपना यूआई सेट करते हैं, यूआई इम्प्लीमेंट करते हैं और और वहाँ और और एक एंड्रॉयड एप्लीकेशन में वैरायटी ऑफ एक्टिविटीज पॉसिबल है और इफेक्टिव यूआई विद इफेक्टिव यूआई. So let's try to with a example. There is a activity, is a simple login page. I will show you. Is a text view. There is a text view and there is a two edit text. So it's a simple activity. So let's go to the next topic. Activity life cycle. Here is an official diagram of activity life cycle by the Android. So how it is done it in the behind side of a Android smartphone. So let's start it how it is done. How it is performing activity with 7 method. So there is a 7 method: on create, on start, on resume, on push, on stop, on destroy, and finally is a on restart method. So whenever a activity is start, launch, so there are the 3 method are implemented the behind of any Android smartphone. The background process on create, there is the first method when the activity launch, then the second method on start, and then third method on resume. Then the activity when you are pressing to the back button, when you pressing any Android smartphone, when you pressing to back button, there are 3 methods are implement. There are 3 methods are exist in the background side: on push, on stop, on destroy. Whenever you are pressing to home button, so there are 2 method occur: on push, on stop. Then when you meaning when if you notice and if you consider, the when you are pressing home button, the activity has the invisible from any Android smartphone device, and when you again to launch a activity, when you again to launch, and when you come to the activity on the desktop, so there is a 3 method. The on stop is pushing to the on restart method, and on restart method is pushing to on start method, and then the on start method pushing to on resume method. Then the activity is running. The finally whenever you press a right button of any Android smartphone, there is a 2 method are create the same way: on push method and on stop method. Then on stop method is a pushing to on restart method, and on restart method pushing to on start method. On restart method is pushing to on resume method. Then the activity is running on the desktop, any Android device on the desktop. It is show, it is visible on the. So I will draw the I will draw a activity diagram, and let's try to understand how it is done and how it is to possible to working on background side of any Android smartphone. Let's do it. So,
कहाँ आए हो भाई? हाँ? कहाँ रहा था? हम्म। कौन मेरे दवाई लग रहा है तेरे क्या? हम्म।
So here we go, guys. This is a diagram of activity. So let's understand one time again. Whenever a activity launches, so there is a three method. The internally of any Android smartphone device, the background process. The three method are exist, on create, on start, on resume. Whenever a activity launch, whenever a activity Android activity launch, uh, when you are pressing to the back button, when you are pressing to the back button, so when you pressing the back button, there is a exist three method on a Android activity in the behind side of the background side of on push, on stop, on destroy. These three method, and then you again to activity when then you again to press the back button. Then three method exist again. The launching activity time, the on create, on start, on resume. So next is a home button. Whenever you want, press the bed home button. There is a two method of exist in internally of any activity, any Android activity. The background side on push, on stop method, and when you again to push, when you again to press the home button. So here is three method is exist on restart method. When you again to press one time, when you press the, so there is a two method exist, on push, on stop. When you again to press second time, there is a three method exist of Android activity, on restart, on start, on resume. The same similar think of when you are pressed to the right button, there is a two method of exist in Android activity in the background side, on push, on stop. And the second time the right button, there is a three method exist of on restart, on start, on resume. So there is a life cycle of a Android activity. How it is a internally work is a totally is a hiding process of any user. And then so guys, if you understand this Android life cycle, how it is done in the background side of, so the last topic, how it, the last topic is the practical. So let's do it the practical, how it is the activities run and work by the practically. So this is the last topic, the practical, how it is done. So let's go and do it. So I'm going to the my Android software. So I will open this activity. So I will already I have to write the sum of code. Uh, log I, this is logcat method, and passing to two argument tag and as an argument and string message on create. This is the create method. Here we go. This is the on create method. So I will discuss about, firstly I will discuss about the main activity. The main activity is a child activity and extend by the parent class activity, and private static string declare a tag with logcat with I. So you have to should define main activity with class and logcat. So I will show you how it is. Log I tag, the two parameter string types. I will tag, and second is a string. So I will pass to the simple message on create, and here it is. So I will show you all seven method whenever I launch. So on create is the on create, and the second method is a on start method. Third method is on method. Fourth is on restart, and fifth is on push, and sixth on stop, and the lastly is finally the on destroy method. So I will show you whenever activity launch. So I will launch activity. I will show you how it is work. So I press the button and let's see what is output showing. This is my log cat display, and let's see what is come out output.
फर्स्ट का मतलब है कैसे होगा
So there is a three method call when the Android activity launch, on create, on start, on resume. So I will press the back button. Let's see what output come. So I will press the back button and what is come output. So on push. So guys, this is the, so I will run this program. Run this program. Okay. Guys, this is taking a few minutes. We should wait. Let's go to the build process. So guys, is finally built successfully, and APK's installation applications in my device, Android device, and launching activity. Let's see the output. What comes? Press that button and find out which exist. So guys, if you look, this three method are whenever a Android activity launch, so there are the three method exist in the behind, in the hiding, in the background side Android activity. So here we go, there are three method: on create, on start, on resume. So let's start. If I press the back button, so what exists the method in the background side? I will press the back button and let's see what method what what method exists. It is taking a few times. So on restart, on start. So here we go, guys. On push, on stop, on destroy. Whenever you press the back button, the three methods are occurring: exist, on push, on stop, and destroy. Three methods. So if I again to tap the uh, activity, so there is a three method are again to display: on create, on start, on resume method. And if I press the home button, what be exist three method? Let's see. It's taking a few times, and let's see how method exists. So guys, there is a two method when I'm, so I will show you on WordPad. When the activity launches, so there is a three method exists on get on start. The same thing what I tell you in the WordPad, and the same output has came in the Android. And when you press the first time left, when you press the first time back button, there is a three method occur. And guys, here is home button. When you press the home button, so there is a two method are exist on push on stop. There is two method, and let's see what become output on the Android. On the home button is one button press, and the two method exist on push on stop. Press the when I activity has came from desktop on the device, so which three method exist on restart, on start, on resume. So see the on WordPad when you press when you press the first time on start, when you press the home button first time on push on stop method, and when the activity was visible on the desktop, and then after that on restart, on start, on resume, the three methods exist. So let's see the last, the right button. When I press the right button, so what the output has came. Still wait. So guys, there is two method again to show on the locket display on push on stop. In the same way I am telling you by the diagram on the WordPad. Here we go. When I first time press the right button, there is a two method exist on push on stop, and when I the activity was visible from the desktop, and let's see when I activity has come from desktop, so what three method exist. So I will press the activity, and so guys see here is a three method exist on start, on restart, on start, on resume. So let's see the on WordPad what I'm tell you. So here we go. When you press the first time, there is a two method exist, and when the activity visible on the Android device, and you will show when you press the activity on the text, when activity has came the same time, the same way on the desktop. The three method was came on restart, on start, on resume. So guys, this is the life cycle of the activity of the Android activity. So guys, this is the activity of the behind the background side, the hiding process to how a Android activity is a process of background any Android smartphone. If you like this video, and maybe maybe you learn something new. So so like this video and tell If you like this video and maybe you learn new something, learn new learn new something 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 about and about Android about Android activity, something about Android activity. So like like this like like this channel and subscribe like this channel and subscribe this channel subscribe this channel, and if you have any doubt, if you have any question, you will type in comment box. And thank you.